And what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Nate and we are Tactical Goons. So today's video I'm going to do a rundown of what's in my range bag. What do I take to the range or out to shoot routinely? I had a bag from Voodoo Tactical, very nice range bag for years, and then I made the mistake of using it one day for a bench rest with my rifle, and the muzzle literally just destroyed the pocket and the zipper, so it wasn't a good idea. So went and picked up this range bag from 511, and it does good. It's not the same as the Voodoo Tactical that I had. It's similar, but it's kind of limited in some of the space and stuff that it has, but maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it helps me to kind of reduce or cut down the amount of stuff that I carry. It's like that. Sometimes I tend to over carry. So just on the outside of the bag here, I got a little attachment with some electrical tape. You can never have enough electrical tape, carabiner, Apple, one of those tiles. So if the bag gets lost or stolen, hopefully I could recover it or retrieve it. Doubtful though. This side little pocket over here, I keep a laser sight in here for laser sighting. So this is the sight mark. I believe this is a 300 Win Mag. It allows me to laser sight with that cartridge. And then I do have a little it's for Real Avid. So this is a little reflective target. It's Arca Swiss mount, so it'll mount on my tripod and then you put it out there. This is the laser that Real Avid provides with the kit. So it's magnetic. So this just magnetically attaches to the front of your bore, your barrel. Button on top turns the laser on. And then when you shoot towards a reflective target, I mean, it really makes it easy to see, you know, out in the daylight. So and then you can kind of look through that and then look through your optic and see how far off you are. So just kind of a quick and dirty way to get a little bit of a zero in. A little bit further down in the pocket there, another cartridge. This one here is 308. So I got a 300 Win Mag, a 308 Winchester. The Allen key, which is for this. So this is my buffers. This one here is an adjustable, so you can see that comes out. The Allen key there. This is from Odin Works. It is their adjustable buffer heavy. So you put these little weights in there and you can adjust, you know, create your buffer weight, you know, based on the little weights that you put inside the buffer. So I use this when I'm using an FRT trigger, trying to, you know, dial it in. Sometimes you need a heavier buffer to kind of slow things down. So it's a good little setup. Excuse me, good little setup for that. So adjustable buffer, and that stays in this little side pocket as well. So put these little guys back in there. Moving on to the next compartment. I keep this pocket loaded with my speed loaders. So I've got the Mag Lula. That's for my 9mm magazines. This is a Lula speed loader for the SIG MPX. It pops onto the top of your magazine and then it lets you, you know, rock back and forth and speed load that. This is a speed loader for the Ruger the Ruger 1022 magazines. This is an unloader for the Ruger 1022 magazine. A little bit further down in this one, this is more for my suppressors. These are the wrenches that are used to remove the mounting attachments to the suppressors. I use this little belt wrench sometimes to go around the suppressor if it's on there a little bit too snug. And then I've got a little like an oven mitt type thing. If your suppressor's warm or too hot, you could take it off, put it inside that, and then if you're trying to get out, leave the range sooner than later. Sometimes if you've just been finished shooting the suppressor, it's still too hot to put back in the range bag or the rifle bag, so I can take it off and put it in this and go from there. So that goes in that pocket there. The next pocket has to do with my targets. Staple gun for stapling my targets to whatever may be there, or my own wooden stands. I bring tape just in case there's something I can't staple to. Sharpie to mark on the targets if I want to. And then extra staples. I can't tell you how many times I've ran out of staples when you're out there. It makes it a little difficult to shoot. So that goes in that pouch. Moving on to the next one. This one's kind of my protection Ear Pro miscellaneous items. So I've got the Walker disruptors. These are just Ear Pro. The ones I wear most often are the axles. So these are, again, just Ear Pro. The axles. I wear these more often than not. I have an SG shot timer. Oh, there it is. So I keep that in that pouch. I do keep a little pan of gun butter in that side pouch. I've got some drill index cards. So this is a little 3D printed case that I printed. And then inside there is, these are just index cards that have different drills on them. You know, everyone knows the El Presidente drill. So that's, I keep that in that pouch, that pocket. I'll get these back in there. I've got the Garmin. This is their Zero chronograph. This is for checking the bullets ballistics. What is the velocity of the round? So that's what this little guy is for. I do keep in that pocket too. That's a good pocket. Lots of good stuff in there. So this is my rangefinder. This is the SIG Kilo 4K. Boom, boom, boom. You kind of see in there. So that goes in that pocket. And last but not least, I've got a little cloth for cleaning, optics, 6 hour, and then don't know if anybody has any of this, but I keep a little tube of cat crap in there. This is lens cleaner and anti-fog. So it's just a little wax type stuff that you put on your glasses. You go out in the morning and it's really cold out, my glasses fog up. So put a little cat crap on it and wipe it off. that tends to prevent that fog from occurring. So that's what is in that pouch on the side. All of my goods back in this one. And then the last pouch on the outer portion of the range bag is this long one over here. It's normally made for putting magazines in. There's little mag compartments there. I don't use it for that. I use a little thing here for pasties. Go over your target. You just go paste over the holes that you've made on the cardboard. And then I do keep an extra roll of pasties in there. And then I do keep some targets in here. Most of my targets are USPSA style targets that are in my truck. But I do keep just some of these reactive targets here. Just quick and dirty. If I want to staple or tape something up like this on something, I can do that. And then the last thing in this pouch is, if you have suppressors, these are the tax stamps. So by law, you are required to carry these tax stamps with the suppressors at all times. So if someone decides they want to, I don't think they can legally. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, but someone told me, make sure you keep them on you. So I keep them on me. Hopefully that'll go away with the Hearing Protection Act that's coming, but we'll see. Who knows, right? Okay, so as we dig into the range bag, just a little silica pouch for moisture. I do keep these gloves in there. These are Tac Labs. They're called the Reapers. I do like these gloves. They're real thin. Nice to shoot with. This here is just goes on my tripod. I use this when I'm shooting, not bench shooting, but shooting off of a tripod. So it's just your rifle mounts inside that. Give me a good steady platform to shoot off of if you're zeroing in. So let's really keep that in there. Cover for one of my Holosons. Flashlight. This is the Marauder Mini. They call it a mini, but it doesn't look mini to me. So very bright flashlight. Very bright flashlight. 7,000 lumens. So I'll keep that in there. Roll of goon tape. That stays in the bag. Moving over, I've got another optic protector. This is for another Holosun. Sometimes I just take them off when I'm at the range and I throw them in the bag, and then they don't go back on the rifles right away. So I do have standard Ear Pro. These are the Peltor's Tactical 100s. I don't wear these often because I just use the earbud style ear protection. I prefer those over these, but it just depends on what I'm doing. So I do have that style of ear protection in there as well. I do have Eye Pro, which is just regular standard eye protection. And that's it on the center compartments there. I do have a dump pouch in there, which I use to gather or pick up my brass when I'm in the location that requires me to do so. Moving over to the next compartment, I keep a little rag in there for wiping things down. Coming over to the next compartment, I keep my skull caps in there. These are Cry Precision. Got one in multicam. I got one on right now. And then I got a black one. So those go in my range bag. And then along the other side, we have this little device here actually attaches to your handguard on your AR-15 with this little Velcro attachment. So if you're wanting to not have to pick up your brass, this will catch the brass. This is from just Amazon, I believe. So I keep that in my range bag. I do have a Wheeler tool set. Typically I'm just using these little guys here to adjust optics, but I do bring this with me. In here I've also got chamber flags. These go into your chamber to show that you're clear and safe. And then I do have another pair of gloves. These are thicker. You really can't shoot with these. They have fleece lining, so in colder months, these are just to keep my hands warm while I'm out setting up targets or doing stuff. So I keep those gloves in there as well. And that wraps up what's in my range bag. So it's kind of evolved over the years, and I've added more and more, obviously. This has actually been downsized. I used to carry all my different gloves and stuff in the other bag that I had because I had room for them, but now I don't in this one. So I just carry these and then my Tech Lab Reapers. Typically, I don't even shoot with those. I have a pair of gloves on my battle belt that are 511s, and I shoot with those. So, but that's it. It's what I carry. It's what I take to the range or BLM when I go out. So if you've got something else in your kit that you take that I've kind of overlooked that would be a valuable item to take with me, I would like to know. Please comment down below and let me know. So I hope you enjoy our videos. Thanks for stopping by and checking them out. If you do like the videos, click that thumbs up button. Please subscribe to the channel. Click the bell notification to get notified when we post new content. And that is it. I will see you on the next video.